How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new live stream, and today we're actually doing quite a lot, and fingers crossed it should be a rather productive live stream. Today we are going to be trying to plan our iron factory, and that includes everything from what we want inside of our iron factory, where is it going to get placed, how we're going to get resources in and out, and of course, what recipes are we going to use. Luckily, the recipe part, we kind of already know. I've spent like the last 7 months working that all out just so I can essentially do today's video, plus a few more of my factory videos as well, which makes the planning part really simple. Also, I'm still a bit sick. I do apologize for that. If it sounds like I'm ill, I do apologize. We are getting better. Now, luckily today, my voice is a lot better, but my neck is absolutely agonizing. Like, you know that feeling when you just wake up and a part of your body hurts and you just don't understand what you've done to deserve it? That's currently the state I'm in. Regardless, it's a very minor thing, isn't it? Hope that everyone's doing good, whether you guys are watching live or if you're watching on the VOD. It's a pleasure having you guys tune on the channel. And thank you to everyone who's subscribing. Like, every time I upload a video to like my YouTube hub, whatever it's called, the YouTube studios, I always see that subscriber count ticking up and I don't understand why. But thank you. Honestly, I'm making content I love for an audience that seems to like it as well, so that's absolutely fantastic. So let me actually show you guys the plan, if I get my phone out of the way, the plan of what we're going to try and do today. Essentially, it is this. So, the very first thing that I want to try and calculate is the maximum raw resources available in our playthrough. This essentially means the maximum amount of crude oil, uranium, water is of course infinite, iron ore, again, excited photonic matter is infinite, etc, etc. And what I'm then going to do is add up all of the resources I think I will be consuming. And I still have a couple of these ones left to do, so I've still got to do the iron, the copper, the crude oil, bauxite, nitrogen gas, deuterium, limestone for this. I just inhaled there very weirdly and that almost hurt me. Anyway, we then have to add it up with this one from the nuclear pasta, then the AI expansion server, then the biochemical sculptor, and lastly the nuclear power plant. Add up all of those raw resources together, then chuck it in over here. And then hopefully, unless I've done something crucially wrong, we are requiring less raw resources than what is available on the world. Because obviously, if there's, let's say we need 3,000 uranium, but there's only 2,100 uranium, I can't build my factory. There's not enough raw resources. Unless I use the converter, but I really don't want to have to do that. So that's going to be the next part of today's stream. So yeah, then adjust based off the results from 1 and 2, which is just what I was previously saying. So in case I have done something wrong, I can then just remove some items. It makes things a bit easier for me. And then we have to try and see what resources and what items I need for the iron factory. Luckily, the resources is iron, water, and potentially concrete, and you'll see why in just a minute. Well, I say just a minute, in like an hour, probably. But yeah, luckily that's fairly simple. But when it comes to the items that I want in my iron factory, it's essentially everything here. Iron ingots, iron rods, iron plates, screws. Am I making anything that requires screws? Guess we'll find out today. I don't think we are, though, but anyway. Wire, cable, steel pipe, reinforced iron plates, modular frames, rotors, stators, and lastly, motors. Although I'm probably going to add a couple more things here and there, such as crystal oscillator, where I just need a little bit of pure crystals. Heavy modular frames, where I just need limestone, and I think that's it. Nitric acid? I don't know. If I'm honest, I really don't know. And preferably, I actually want to try and make like an additional 200 batteries. So where's my battery recipe? Is it somewhere here? Because we do kind of need quite a lot for vehicles, and I think that is the way I'm going to be powering my vehicles, is through batteries. But where are they? Here somewhere? I've completely lost where my batteries are. No. Nope. But preferably, yeah, I do want to try and make a couple 100 extra batteries if I can. Where are they? I am using them somewhere. I think there's one here, isn't there? There's not one here, isn't there? Nice. No. Because as far as what I can remember, they're not really that difficult to make. Also, yeah, automated wiring. Again, it's going to be in our iron factory. There's no reason why not. It just requires iron and water, so I might as well include it. And we're only making 25 of them per minute in our entire world, so that's pretty cool. Versatile frameworks. Maybe in our iron factory. Because, I mean, we do need to make steel beams. Yeah. I'm not gonna, like, stop this segment until I find where these blinking... Oh! Here we go. Right, so batteries is bauxite, crude oil, copper, iron, sulfur. When it comes to bauxite, obviously water, crude oil, copper, and iron, I know that I've got tons of those resources left over from my previous calculations. Sulfur, not a clue. I've got no idea how much sulfur I'm using and how much sulfur there is in the world, so I guess we're going to find that out today. And then lastly, like what I was saying a bit earlier on, we're going to make a table with all of our iron products. So one row with all of our iron plates, one row with all of our iron rods and all of our iron wire, etc, etc. And then lastly, I want to actually try and plan where our iron factory is going to go. Like, what biome is it going to go in? What's the building going to look like? I've already got a rough idea. I think I want it to be a pyramid, since I think that can be pretty cool, a pyramid in the Dune Desert. But again, we'll plan that when we get to it. Then how are we going to transport items to and from? Again, what I'm thinking about doing is, well, mostly belts. I like trains. However, sometimes they can be rather annoying. So I think in my next playthrough, I'm going to do quite a lot of belt work, since I find it a lot easier to do. It's reliable as well. I know that my conveyor belt that's carrying, let's say, 60 items per minute if it's a Mark 1, it is going to remain at 60 per minute. It's not like a train where it's carrying 60 per minute, it reaches the freight depot, whatever it's called, it then stops going in when there's a train there. You then have to add a storage container. So if you're having, let's say, 60 items on a conveyor belt going in, you then have to add another conveyor belt, because otherwise it won't be fully productive. Nightmare. So I don't think I'll be messing around too much with trains, although I probably will. Drones, yes, I want to have drones. And again, that's the reason why I want to make at least 400 batteries per minute, additional to what I'm currently making, which as of right now, I don't know. So hopefully we've got enough for that. If not, I'm going to use my secret weapon. It's Summer Sloop. I know it's not that secretive, because in theory, as of right now, the plan is, if I can find my workings out, is to make 10 ballistic warp drives. I think it's 20? No, 10 nuclear pasta, 10 AA expansion servers, 10 biochemical sculptors. Apparently I can just never say biochemical sculptors. And 4 plutonium fuel rods. That's the plan. However, if we are over slightly in some areas, what I could just do is add a Summer Sloop, for example, to our ballistic warp drive recipe, which is about the same size as my forehead. It is absolutely gigantic. So if I add some Summer Sloops into here, literally for this very final part here, I could either make 20 ballistic warp drives for the price of 10, with quite a lot of power being consumed, but oh well. Or I can make 10 ballistic warp drives with the resources of just 5 ballistic warp drives. So again, we'll get to that when it comes to it. And then finally just finalize the plan, make sure we're good with everything. Of course, when it comes to actually building the iron factory, which won't be happening for a very long time, I'm gonna assume, what are we in now? How are we almost in June, by the way? That's mental. Where is this year gone? Anyway, we're almost in June, so I'm gonna say maybe August. We're gonna build this this huge iron factory. So we'll probably finalize it closer to the date, but it's nice to have everything planned from what I can plan up until that date. It's just makes things nice and organized, makes me happier, more content with what we're doing. Anyway, let's begin with the very first step, which is finding out the maximum amount of raw resources. The maximum amount of raw resources that are available in our world. And to do that, we are using the wiki. So all I've got to do is type crude oil into there. So we have got... Is that right? This means the following amount of crude oil is available. So 9,900 from the extractors, then 2,700 then from the wells. So just add both of them together. I'm surprised it hasn't added it together for us, but it's a very simple thing to do. I've got my calculator already open because I am a nerd who just has calculator already ready. 9,900 plus 2,700 equals 12,600 crude oil. There we go. It's quite a lot of crude oil in all fairness. It's quite a lot. In fact, what if I just do this? There we go. Then unbold you. You have now been unbolded. So we said 12,600. Aye. Not bad. Yeah, thank you guys again, by the way, for all the continued support on the channel. Again, I'm extremely grateful, but I'm surprised a lot of people enjoyed the content. I mean, I'm really enjoying making it. And I think that's why I'm surprised. Because normally you have to make content in a certain way for it to do well. But with me, it's just I'm making the content that I like and people are still watching it, which is really cool. Okay, 2,000... I should have actually known that if I'm honest. 2,100 uranium. In fact, I'm not actually going to add the... Yeah, I am going to add the per minute. I'm so used to it now. Oh, not PP. We don't want the PPs. Mad sentence. Water, of course, is infinite. There we go. In fact, what I might even do here... Boom. Look at that. Iron ore. I think it was somewhere around like 36,000. Although, let us just double check very quickly. Irony ore. What? Really? 92. So what the heck was I thinking of then? That was 38,000 or whatever. Was that copper? Damn. So we're definitely not going to run out of iron. If I do, that's actually impressive. But I can't imagine it. And again, if I do, that's just impressive. Make sure that you're lined up. I'm actually going to swap you around. No, swap you around as well. Line you up. There we go. Lovely. Next up, we have got excited photonic... Oh, again, infinite, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, excited photonic matter is extremely simple to make, which is quite nice. But when it comes to our copper... Let's see how much we've got. Well, I say it's easy to make. It's easy to make, but it requires a lot of power. And of course, it requires you to be in phase 5. Okay, 36,900. There we go. That's where I got that number from, so I didn't just randomly make it up. No fibbing on this channel. Well, not intentionally fibbing. There might be the occasional fib. Wow, 10,000? Really? That's a lot more than I thought. I thought sulfur was like 4,000. I don't know why. I think, isn't Sam roughly 4k? Oh well. Limestone must be 30 at least, right? 69? Really? I am impressed. You can get a lot of limestone out of that. A lot of concrete out of that. A lot. Ethereum's not a lot. I think somewhere around the 12k. Exactly 15,000. That's pretty good going. Again, you can get a lot of quick wire from that, especially if you use pure Caterium ingots, and if you use that quick wire recipe that then involves a bit of copper ore, you can then make pure copper ingots. Combine your pure copper ingots with your pure Caterium ingots and make your quick wire. It saves you it's probably going to save me a good couple thousand Caterium easily. Easily a couple thousand. Maybe even more. Bauxite, I haven't got donkeys for bauxite. There we go. Wait, wiki.gg's got an app on mobile? I did not even know that. That's cool. 12,300. Okay. That's lower than I thought. In fact, is that going to be a concern for us? It shouldn't. No, it won't be. No, there's no way. Okay, only 200 down there. 45. Okay, am I using any bauxite? 245, let's say 425. Roughly 1,500, and for here we don't know. So I'm only using 1,500 bauxite. 2,000 bauxite out of almost 12,000. We still have to add up quite a lot from here. Again, I'll do that in just a moment. Another 180 there, so that's 300. 500. 1,000. Almost 2,000. Definitely 2,000. So yeah, we're looking at a maximum of 5,000 bauxite being consumed, and we have 12,000 in our world. So that's going to make our logistics for bauxite, that's the wrong thing, very, very simple for us, which is fantastic. Welcome, Brunio. Hope that you're doing good. YouTube notified you. Oh, nice. Yeah, YouTube's always been a bit weird with notifications. Like, sometimes they'll send them, sometimes they won't. It's just a bit touch and go with all that. I hope that you're doing good, Ben. Cool. Isn't cool like 46? 42,000. Yeah. I don't think we're using 42,000, but this doesn't take into consideration our turbo fuel or our coal fuel power plants. Do I have to calculate that as well then? Because where are you? This is just for nuclear. Nuclear. However you pronounce it. So I've still got to do my turbo fuel factory, which is then going to end up consuming a lot more resources. So I might as well do that, obviously, before I add everything together. And our coal power plant's just going to consume coal and water. Welcome, Vinod. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. So 42,300. Nitrogen gas is not going to be a lot. I'm going to say like 12k. Oh, it's exactly 12,000. No way. It's almost like I play this game. Raw quartz, I'm going to guess 16,000? Okay, 13,500. It's, that's going to be difficult. I think I'm actually going to get very, very close to that. But what I'm a bit more concerned about is actually Sam. Welcome, Levy. Hope that you're doing good. Do you think you'll share blueprints at some points? I have been saying yes now for about 9 months, and I'm still yet to share one. So, yes. One day. One day, I hope. If there's like an easy way to do it, then absolutely I will. If there's like a satisfactory app for doing it. Welcome, Smurf. Hope that you're doing well. Glad that you finally got to know what you're using for your videos. Oh yeah, Myro. I have got the app. I do recommend the app version. Also, you might want to take screenshots every now and then, because my app crashed about a month ago, and I lost about 400 hours worth of work, which is really fun. Sam is... Okay, 10,000. I don't think we're breaching the 10,000 mark, so we should be fine with that. Great. So before I actually add up everything that I'm using, we still have to do our rocket fuel. I'm not doing ionized fuel. I've come to the conclusion, and I think it's a relatively sensible conclusion, that I'm not doing ionized fuel. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Rocket fuel, absolutely. And I'm actually going to do a different recipe to what I did in my 1.0 save. The only problem is I haven't got a clue how to make this new recipe. I'm not too concerned about the machines and all that. This one. I believe this ended up being really good, wasn't it? So to make 150 rocket fuel, it's... Let me just write this down very quickly. It's 50 coal, 100 sulfur, 75 nitrogen gas, that's not dreadful, and 100 fuel. Then, actually, and how many, actually, compact coal doesn't really matter. I'll end up just burning this, or, yeah, burning it. I'll probably, you know what I'll do? I'll probably end up placing down a bunch of, whatchamacallits, because that's apparently supposed to be helpful. Coal generators. So if we produce 25 compact coal, then your burn rate 7.2, which means that we can go roughly 7, 14, 21. So 3 of you. That's not actually too bad. Anyway, let's just keep that there for now. Then for the you, you've got a lot more stages. That's why I kept on thinking this recipe must be better, because you have to make turbo fuel with this recipe. Whereas with this recipe, you just need coal, that's it. You just need sulfur, that's it. You just need nitrogen gas, that's it. And then fuel is heavy oil residue and water. And the heavy oil residue is made from crude oil. So this seems far easier to do, right? Welcome, Tony. Hope that you're doing good. You did the nitro rocket fuel before. Quite a lot of power. Yeah, you do get quite a lot of power from it. Yeah, that's what I'm sort of looking forward to. Because again, with this recipe, you have to make turbo fuel. Then to make your turbo fuel, I believe I was doing this one. So I feel like I'm just saving a lot of steps here. Wait, did I do that one? No, I did this one, didn't I? Anyway, let's just see here for a second. So far, for the alternate recipe, this is what we need. 50 coal, 100 sulfur, 75 nitrogen gas, and 100 fuel. And that makes 150. Let me just go over to my blender. You're the basic one. So you're going to need 90 turbo fuel. Right. $90 turbo fuel and only 15 nitric acid. I feel like I'm going to end up saving quite a lot of nitrogen from this. And aren't you made here as well? Yeah, you are. Okay. That's good. Was there an alternate recipe that I just saw for that? I never knew there was. Oh, okay. Because there isn't. I was going to say, I never knew there was one. That's because there isn't. A public Google Drive. That could work. Again, I'll have to find out how to do it. But if you guys would like me to upload a few blueprints, I suppose I can do. Because I do want to try and make quite a lot for my next upcoming playthrough. So I suppose that will benefit myself and hopefully a lot of you guys as well. Fingers crossed. Are you going to make all the iron from refineries? Yep. So I'm going to do pure iron ingots because I quite like it. It saves quite a lot of iron as well. And I think having like 1,000 refineries looks really, really cool. It probably isn't great to do, but oh well. Right. So when it comes to nitrogen gas, we need 60. Which is actually less than our previous. 15 water. And 5 iron plates, so just a bit of iron there. 5 iron plates is like, what, 7.5 iron ingots? Which is 7.5 iron ore if I don't use a refinery. Then next we've got turbo fuel. I know I've made a video on this already, but I think I came to the conclusion that this was just better. So you need 30 fuel, which is a lot less than our other recipe. You need 45 sulfur as well. Wait, petroleum coke? Oh. Gonna say. That didn't seem right at all. Yeah, this is the one I was using. So fuel's actually more. Then compact coal's actually more as well. 108 fuel. And that would then be 72 compact coal, which is 72 sulfur. Okay. And then 72 coal. So when it comes to nitrogen gas, this recipe is better. Of course, the water there is a bit irrelevant. Then so is that. These are the main 4 categories I'm particularly interested in. When it comes to fuel, our first recipe is better and a lot easier to do. When it comes to sulfur, our first recipe is better. And when it comes to coal, our first recipe is better. So the only thing that we're really saving here is nitrogen gas, which I don't care too much about, because I think we've got plenty of it. So I think what I'm going to end up doing there is... No. Getting you back to the top. Getting rid of that. And then I think I'm going to go with the alternate recipe for rocket fuel. This one, the nitro rocket fuel. It just seems better. How much of it do I want? That's another question now, isn't it? How many resources have I got left? If I was to go with, let's say, 3,000, that's 1,000 coal, 2,000 sulfur. That's quite a bit. And how much sulfur have I got in my world again? This is why I note everything down so I can just come back over here and check it. 10k, just over 10k. Here we've got 0. Here we've got 0? Is there no sulfur here at all? I don't believe that for a minute. There actually is no sulfur up. Okay, so 0 so far. 0. 150, there we go. 40, pretty much. So 190. 632. 190. Let's say 200. We're looking at roughly 825 sulfur per minute. So we've still got about 12,000, no, 10,000 sulfur left. And bear in mind, I do want to try and make a lot of batteries here as well. But that's kind of actually okay, if I'm honest. Where is it? What did I just have open? Oh. You. 1,500 nitrogen, not a problem. And then 2,000 fuel. We will be using the diluted fuel recipe. So 10 times this. 2,000 water, yeah, fine. And then 1,000 heavy oil residue, completely fine. So you know what? 3,000 rocket fuel is sounding pretty good. How much power do I get from that? I want at least 100k. Preferably. Actually, the best way to find it out is just by using the fuel generator, isn't it? Just plop you down there for now. So rocket fuel burns at let's say 4.2. Which means that we have to do, if I can get rid of that, 3,000 divided by 4.2 is roughly 715 fuel generators. Okay, what's the exact number, just so I don't collapse from depression? 4.167. So yeah, 720. Oh. That's going to be 180,000 megawatts worth of power. Resource-wise, it seems extremely simple. Recipe-wise, it's one of the easiest recipes I've seen in the entirety of the game. Because again, let's just get this recipe back on screen here for a moment. Raw resource, raw resource, raw resource. Made from a raw resource and crude oil. That is basically it. Overclock the generators? Absolutely. I'm not placing down 720 of these. Mostly for lag reasons. So, what I'd have to do then is 720 divided by 3? 240. No, divided by 2.5. So that means I'm going to have to place down 288 generators. All of them is going to require 3 power slugs each, or well, 3 power shards each, which is roughly 864 power shards. Which sounds like a lot. It's because it is a lot, but bear in mind, I'm going to be doing streams where I go out exploring, hunting for hard drives, hunting for slugs, obviously, so that's not going to be a problem. It sounds worse than what it actually is. Even though, again, it is still quite a lot. And of course, Summer Sloop your shards. Whenever you transform your power slug into a shard, don't do it on the crafting table. Make sure you put your power slug into a constructor with a Summer Sloop. This means that you essentially double the amount of power shards you get. I know a lot of people know about it, but I keep saying it whenever I bring it up because it's quite important. So let's go with that then. Okay. Oh, Christ. There we go. We then have to do our batteries there as well, which again, I'm not too concerned about. I don't know how many batteries I want. I suppose we'll figure it out when it comes to it. So here we're actually wait. I need you. I need a hero. I'm holding on for a hero to the end of sorry. I have that song stuck in my head now for the rest of the stream. Brilliant. Yeah, I think 3,000 rocket fuel is a pretty good amount. 180,000 megawatts worth of power. But the best thing about this, in my opinion, is I don't think it's necessarily going to consume a lot of power. For example, I'm going to keep going back to this recipe that I've actually deleted. Wait. There we go, it's over here. Fixonium fuel rods. You're consuming a lot of power to actually make the power, and you actually go negative. You lose more power than what you make when you're making the Fixonium part of the Fixonium fuel rod. You still end up producing a lot of power, but the actual Fixonium part that's different from the uranium and plutonium, you actually end up losing power. So, yeah, being able to make at least 140,000 megawatts, 150k maybe, would be pretty good. You built your 25 adaptive control units, and for the supercomputers, you're using the OC supercomputer recipe. Is that the one I'm using as well? I don't know. Yeah, wait. I know about this recipe. No, I think I'm using this one. Although at one point, I think I was using this. I don't know why I changed. Yeah, it's still a pretty good recipe, though. And you have already done cooling systems, so radio control units are the only thing left. Nice. And then you have the assembly direction systems. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to do, but you smashed it. Rocket fuel. In fact, I'll do you. Wow. Here. Then just times everything here by 10. So when it comes to fuel, we're going to need 2,000 per minute. Lovely. Why does it keep resetting my arrows? These are first world problems. When my Myro arrows reset. Next, 1,500 nitrogen gas. I'm still not even that bothered about that. I mean, again, it might sound like a lot, but let me show you why it's not. It's all well and good of me saying, this is bad, this is good, but I'd rather back it up with evidence. If I can click the evidence, there we go. Look at this area down here. 3, 6, 900, 1,200, 1,000 nitrogen gas, there you go, done. This one tiny nitrogen gas cluster is enough for what I need to power 3,000 rocket fuel and 180,000 megawatts worth of power. And that's not even getting this area involved, which is of course far better for nitrogen gas. There's 3, 6, 9, 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, 2,100, 2,400, about 2,700. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3,300 nitrogen gas in that area, I believe. So yeah, there's tons of it. It's not a drama. You wish the game got large power plant structures that are equivalent to like 50 generators. That could be quite nice. Maybe there's a mod out there for that, where it's like a fuel generator, but it's 20 times as efficient. So it still requires the same amount of resources as 20 fuel generators, but you only have to place one of them down. I'm sure there's probably a mod out there for that. I know that in update 1.0, they changed it from each fuel generator producing 200 megawatts to 250, which is a step in the right direction, which they do quite a lot of steps in the right direction in Coffee Stain Studios, so that was just another bonus point, I suppose. But yeah, going from 200 to I think it was 200 to 250, at least. But yeah, either way, it's good. There we go. Please. Brilliant. So I've got to paint you now. Wait, what's the number? So 1,000 coal, 2,000 sulfur. Lovely. Okay. So we'll paint you. Paint you. I am hoping to try and get into the iron part of today's stream. But this is... I have to do this before I do the iron part. Just so I know exactly how many resources I need. Because I can't make a factory if I don't know what I'm making in the factory. I hope that makes sense. I did explain what we're doing at the very start of the stream, but I thought I would just repeat myself anyway. Fuel. I'm going to whip it out. I'm whipping out the diluted fuel recipe. It's just fantastic. It really is. It makes me smile. Okay, it doesn't go that far. It almost makes me smile. Need 2,000 water. Water. A bottle of water. And then 1,000 heavy ore residue. Which, to be honest, we are probably making quite a lot of heavy ore residue as a byproduct from other factories. But I don't think I want all those other factories coming back to here. Because that just sounds like a bit of a nightmare logistically. Why not just make it, honestly? There we go. And of course, we have to paint our water a nice dark blue colour. Chuck you in there as well. And the final thing to make our heavy ore residue, we need... It begins with the letter C, and it ends in crude oil. That is right, it's crude oil. Congrats if you got that one at home. And that's made in the refinery. Okay. That's 750 crude oil. That's not a lot. That's very good, actually. Chuck you to there. That's all fine. I'll then change you. Boink that one, but then boink that one there as well. And that is it. Look at how simple this is. Literally, get a drone for that. Get a maybe a couple drones for that. Probably again a couple drones for that. Make that on site. There you go. Oh. I'm in disbelief. I'm in shock. Anyway. Then border you up. Gonna build a nice frame around there. Remove that. And the reason why I get rid of that, because when I try and zoom out, it just sticks out, and I don't like it. Wrong one. Now, the only other thing we have... Wait. I'm disgusted. There we go. The only other thing we have to do now is the batteries. After we've done that, we should be alright. But I still don't know how many I need. That's the problem. Like, I'm thinking 400. But is 400 not enough? I just don't know, Jeff. Also, speaking about football memes, congratulations to Tottenham for their win. I'm very proud of you. From the bottom of my Chelsea heart. don't really follow football much, though, if I'm honest. All that I know is that Tottenham don't normally win. Oh, whoops. How are we supposed to make memes out of it now? Harry Kane's got a trophy, and now Tottenham's got their trophy. We can't make the memes, Gromit. Rockets Fuel. That's how we pronounce it in Britain. Fuel. No, we don't. There we go. Okay, batteries. And where did we say the batteries were? Here. Wow. We actually got it first try. Yeah, resource-wise, it does look rather self-explanatory. Reduce the size of that. Reduce the size of that. That can go a lot further as well. There we go. And again, this is used for our vehicles. That's all good for Nod. Enjoy the walk. Enjoy it. Bow, bow. There we go. Lovely. Well, I say lovely, we haven't done it just yet, because this is only 25. So if I was to make 250, just times everything here by 10. 450 bauxite, nothing. 45 crude oil. Is that it? 4.5 crude oil to make 25 batteries? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, right. I didn't continue reading the recipe. 60 copper ore, nothing. 230 iron, again, nothing. An additional 750 crude oil if we make plastic the wrong way, which I don't want to do. And then 375 sulfur, again, basically nothing. I'm thinking 500 batteries here. I'm thinking 500. If it's too much, I'll sink it. I'd rather make too many batteries rather than not enough. Because if you don't have enough, that's annoying. And the plan is to try and consume quite a lot of batteries using our drones. If I just go into transport here for a moment. Drone port. Chuck you in there for now. I think what I'm actually going to try and do here is I'm going to test this out by myself. I'm going to go into wrong. I'm just keep pressing wrong buttons here. Advanced game settings. Select items to give. Of course, this is just my creative world. I don't cheat. Obviously. There we go. So I'm going to chuck you into there. You can hold 200 batteries at a time. Fantastic. Then what I'm going to do, just for a bit of laughs, is chuck you into there. You should now be in here. Fantastico. I'm then going to use my portal. I'm going to go to the Spire Coast, place down a drone portal there, and then try and see how long that journey... Why are you like that? I know why you're like that. That's okay. Because you should be the one that I need. What am I using batteries for? Drones. Drones are going to be like my main form of transport for my next playthrough. I don't mind using trains. I don't mind... Obviously, I'll be using quite a lot of conveyor belts because I just prefer conveyor belts. I don't mind using trucks and tractors, even though I can use batteries for them as well, can't I? Actually, I don't think I can. Let me just see anyway. Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's good. So let's just chuck our drone port somewhere here. It doesn't have to look nice. It's going to be removed any second anyway. So you're going to be... You're going to be 002 first of all. There we go. So I want you to go here. There we go. Are you now operational? I mean, you're green, so you should be turned on. Have some batteries in there just for now. If you're producing power, then you're on. Yeah, okay. So, is the drone flying through the sky? No. Why? You should be. Status. It says that it's connected. Okay, there we go. Good. And the reason why I'm trying to do this is because I want to try and see how many batteries this trip requires. It's saying 0. Can you maybe, like, not say 0? Maybe it's got to get here first. I don't know. Oh, it should tell you beforehand. Maybe because I've got, like, unlimited power turned on. That could be it. Yeah, that must be it then. No, because it'll show me that then as well. It must just be because the drone hasn't arrived yet. But I can see it coming, I think. No. Yeah, here it is. Look at you dancing through the night sky. Like a ballerina. So I want you to land, then essentially just go. Like that there for now. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, again, if I'm doing 100 of these trips, maybe I need a lot more batteries than what I'm thinking of. It might consume... Let's say this consumes 6 batteries per trip. That's a lot more than what I thought it would, so let's see. I'm hoping it's going to consume 4. A maximum of 4. Because we are going a relatively considerable distance, in all fairness. Still says 0. Maybe because it has to get back to the other side. Let's see. Drone status, no drone. I could bloody see one. Right, how do we get back? I think it's you, isn't it? I mean, lucky I built these portals here for the video. I finally finished this video, by the way. It'll be ages to voice over it. Because I actually wrote a script for that video. I don't normally write scripts for my video at all. But for this one, I made sure to, just so I make it better than my last one. Let's wait for it to come back. Then we'll chuck you into there. And we'll see. Whilst it's doing that, do I see any problems or dramas with this? I want to try and have a different plastic recipe for that. And I believe I've actually done that somewhere. Let me try and find it, because that will be a bit better for me, if I'm honest. There we go. Yes. Lovely. Of course, all these numbers here are wrong. But the idea is here. The idea is correct. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Oh, I hate when that happens. So yeah, you're going to go to them. The reason why I do this, by the way, it saves me an absolute ton of crude oil. Again, I know I keep talking about it, but I really do like this recipe. I think it's better in the long run, at least, if I'm honest. Right, you going yet? Or have you just arrived? Oh, you're off. Okay, so round trip. Doesn't say. Oh. That's annoying. I wish it would just tell me. The distance is 3,000. Do I have to do that? Is that why? No. It's just being a bit of a pain, that's all. Maybe on the wiki it might tell me. Drone, there we go. Okay. That's also another concern. 9 slots. That's hardly anything. So you're going to need dozens of drones in some cases to do a lot of the heavy lifting. It's good when you're dealing with like space elevator parts when you're not making a lot of them anyway. But when you're making, let's say, 1,000 items per minute, that's... Let's say, for most items, that's roughly 10 slots. That means that you're going to have a drone operating here at least 2 per minute coming in and out. That doesn't include the time it takes for it to land and take off, then go, then land and take off and come back. So you're gonna need quite a lot of drones. Let's see. So batteries, this is 6,000. Okay. That's not like a significant amount, but it's not dreadful either. Of course, plutonium fuel rods can be pretty good. Oh, give me a second. Of course, plutonium fuel rod will be decent. But at the same time, though, do I really want to be doing that? Nah. Speed-wise, it's okay. Because what I was using before was packaged fuel. I didn't like it. Maybe it's here. No, not the efficiency. No, all of that. Okay, so we haven't really got too much of an answer here. If I wanted to travel 1,000 meters, do I have to do like a speed, distance, time calculation? No. I don't really care much about time. Not in this game, at least. In real life, it's all I think about. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna say 500 batteries for now. Yep. So times it by 2, then add a 0. Like that. In fact, do I want to redo it? I think I might want to No, this is fine. But from what I can see, this feels fairly good. Good? No, you're not good. 88 times by 2. 160, 176, 1,760. 106, 1,060. 900. 1836, 360. 120. 90. So that's 620 water as a byproduct there. That's pretty good. Even the polymer resin isn't dreadful. That's how you know it's a good recipe. 1,500 wire is quite a bit, if I'm honest. 42. Just double that, isn't it? No, no, it's not. I thought I had to double the wire because in my head I thought that was cable and this was wire. And of course for every, well not of course, but for every one cable you need 2 wires, so I thought that's what I was doing, but no. 460 iron ore, 260 water. Exactly 1,000 plastic. Okay. Yeah, not ideal, but... Is that 750? It is. Right, okay. So, 1,000 plastic made here using this recipe is going to be 500 rubber. Fuel-wise, it's also 500, okay. And using our diluted fuel. There, yep. Just making sure I didn't misclick on it right there. Is 250 heavy oil residue. And 500 water per minute. And then to make our 500 rubber, Let's see. That's roughly 750 crude oil. However, I won't be actually needing that much. There's also 500 heavy oil residue there as a byproduct, which is quite nice. Here we go. That's the recipe. Not too bad. I think that's the very final thing I wanted to try and calculate. Of course, if I want 1,000 batteries, just double that. It's nice and simple. So now let's start to add up everything for our iron factory, I believe, right? Oh, no, sorry, add up all of our resources, yes. So I've now got to finish doing you. So essentially what I'm going to try and do now is add up everything here. So add up all of our iron. 1,500 plus 57. And the reason why I've color-coded everything here is because it makes things like this extremely simple to do. I don't have to squint my eyes and double, triple, quadruple check that I haven't missed anything. Whereas here, I still do double check it off camera anyway. But because the colors do stick out much more thoroughly than there being no colors, it does make it a lot easier. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. 355. 130, so that's like 355. 140. 265. The last one? No, far from it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, this recipe is just absolutely chunky. It is chunky. If I have to make 5 ballistic warp drives per minute, then use a summer sloop, or 4 summer sloops. Is it 2 summer sloops for an assembler? Doesn't matter, because I think this is being made in the manufacturer anyway. No, it's not. Is it? I think it is the manufacturer. Regardless, it's still quite a bit. There we go. So the total is, oh god, 5,133 iron. Just for this part of the recipe. Copper shouldn't be as much. I don't think we're using nuclear pasta, so it shouldn't be as much. The only time I've noticed where we do generally consume a lot of copper is because of nuclear pasta. And that's because of the copper powder. 140 plus 70. Okay, there's actually quite a lot over here. Plus 70. Plus 27.5 plus 5068. Sometimes I try and add them together just so I don't have to type as much. I'm that lazy. But it keeps me on my toes mentally. 24. That's it. Yeah, 632. It's actually 631.5, but nah. You can't have 0.5 of a raw item. You could try. You could try. I just don't really recommend it. Right, yeah, crude oil is going to be quite a bit, I think. If anything, it's actually going to be a bit inflated. Because I'm not, like, I'm dying. Because what I'm doing here is I'm using 187.5 plastic to make our rubber. But then to make our plastic, I'm then using more of the fuel and rubber, I think. Unless I might just do this, honestly. I might make it a bit easier. But then I have a lot of heavy oil residue built up, but then I can just turn that into petroleum coke. Okay, yeah, so I'll do that. Yeah, I think I will actually just go off of this. 282 plus 57. Am I looking forward to having to redo my rocket fuel factory? No, but I'm going to make it better. I don't know how. I mean, I was very happy with the last one that I did. But I feel like this time, because the recipe is easier, it's probably going to make the factory look quite nice as well. 30 is the last one there. So yeah, 521 crude oil. It's not great, but it's not bad. That's essentially one extractor, right? I think the maximum on a pure node is 600. Just double check that, in fact. Look at 600. It is, yeah. Okay. Pretty decent. Moving on now to our bauxite, and yeah, this is going to be quite a bit, I assume. Didn't we work out, like, 3,000 is what we came to, wasn't it? Roughly, I think. 670 plus 335 plus 200 plus 120, so that's 300 there. 1,805. 1805. Didn't something important happen in 1805? The Battle of Trafalgar. How the hell did I remember that? That was a good battle, to be fair. If you guys ever visit London, there's a place called Trafalgar Square. It's named after the Battle of Trafalgar, which I believe was between the British and the Spanish? With Lord Nelson. Admiral Horito Nelson. Yep. Oh, it's French and Spanish. Anyway. Because then in 1815, there was the Battle of Waterloo. Which is essentially where Napoleon was like, right, oh dear. And that was an alliance there between the Brits and the, I was going to say Prussians. The Persians didn't just spawn in at that point in Europe. But of course, we also had other allies that I don't think were in that particular battle. But they did help throughout the Napoleonic Wars. I don't know why I'm talking about the Napoleonic Wars. Oh yeah, 1805, that's why. It's kind of mad that the Brits were fighting both Napoleon, one of the greatest generals to ever live, and the Americans at the same time. It was in 1812, which was 3 years before Waterloo. We went on a tour around North America, let's just say that. So that's that done. What's next now? Nitrogen gas shouldn't be that much. 360. Plus 250. Plus 125. Oh, Christ. Plus anything else? 480. That's it. 1,215. Yeah, not too bad. Caterium shouldn't be a considerable amount. I'm going to say under 1,000, which is still quite a lot, but let's see. Wait, have I not seen any? Okay, it was 0 so far, sure. 190. Is that it? 190? You're joking. I'm going to go through that again. I feel like I missed something there. We're looking for a gold color. Somewhere in between that and that. There's no weirder feeling than having a blocked nose and a runny nose. It is just the most... Oh, man. It's annoying. 190. Oh, that's it. Give me a minute. That is kind of weird. Only 100... I'm not going to question it. I'm sure there's a lot more... Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. There's more over that. Limestone. Limestone, as normal people pronounce it. 112 plus 260 plus 56, 186. Don't know why I'm struggling there with basic maths. And again, that's it. 558, okay. Take it. Okay, now what I've got to try and do is copy you down to there, copy you down to here, and this is the part where I essentially add everything up. And it's also the nerve-wracking part as well, because if I've made a mistake, then I am essentially screwed. You over here for a minute. So water, sulfur, limestone can go. Uranium can go, iron can go, go. Stay. Go, Power Rangers, da. I do like a good old Power Ranger show. Not much anymore. I've kind of grown up a little bit since I was 7, but Power Rangers were sick. I used to like them. Well, they weren't sick as in, like, ill, but they were sick as in they were fun to watch. Thinking that you could do the same moves that they could do, and then when you would attempt it, you'd realize that you cannot, and then you realize that you're not a Power Ranger, then you're depressed. That was a sad day for me. Yeah. Waking up and realizing I am not as strong as the Red Power Ranger. That was a very difficult 9th birthday party. I was probably about 9 anyway. I actually had a Power Ranger themed birthday party. Last year, no, a while ago now. Good fun. Although I was the only one dressing up. In fact, he was in this garden. Damn. That was a long time ago now. It was actually in this garden. Because where I'm sat right now used to be a tree and a trampoline, which are now both gone. Iron, copper, bauxite, yeah, copper, bauxite. But they're gone for the greater good. They had to be. Water, 500, 760, 840, 1040, 1740. Crude oil is... oh yeah, because of that. 840. That's a lot, but it's not a dreadful amount. I've seen worse. A lot worse. Wait, what? Copper bauxite? Oh, I didn't... Right. How did I even manage that? That's actually impressive. 120 and 900. Is it really 900? I just want to double check this. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm wrong, however. Always good just to make sure, right? Times this by 10. So it's closer to 884. This is why I wanted to redo parts of it, because I feel like a lot of it is slightly off. But it's okay. It's fine. 884 and 88. Actually, I'm not going to change the water one. I've already done that. That's fine. There we go. Nope. Increase you out there a little bit. Maybe not that far. Okie dokies. No. Let's just try and get you all into a straight line. It shouldn't be too difficult. Not even for me. I was also streaming some Anno. I wasn't streaming it. I was playing some Anno 1800 off camera. It's a really fun game. I actually want to stream it one day. But it might be like a Twitch only though, I don't know. What? Okay, there's so much copper ore there, it's actually impacting that. Wow. You can't be the only one requiring excited photonic matter. It's impossible. Okay, then what I'm going to do is grab you. That. And get rid of all of this. So, excited photonic matter. Again, you can't be the only one. 500 there. I think I got this one here as well, right? Water 5033. Yeah, okay, good. I'd be very surprised if it was the only one. It doesn't Singularity Cells require res? No. No. See, the AI expansion server has to. 250 there. Let me just double check here. 250, 500, 750. Oh. Okay. That's why. Lovely. Oh. You did some math, and pure copper uses just about 20% less copper than copper alloy, but it uses 82% more power. So you kind of find it's great to make copper powder from copper alloy. Yeah, I mean, if it suits you, that's completely fine. Yep. If you like it. So now we've got 2 recipes using excited photonic matter. You have to as well, though, right? Surely. Oh. Give me a minute. I thought I was using a lot more than this. Nuclear power plant? No, there shouldn't be any down there. No, no. Okay, I guess 750 there. Okay, sure. So now let's go back up to here. Make sure I've got all these resources written down. Uranium. Uranium. Oh, it's a song. Well, no, the song's You Raise Me Up, but... Oh well. Copper ore. Sulfur. There we may. I'm going to change the way I spell that, though, because that is disgraceful. I'm joking. It's fine. It's because we're a bit weird over in this island nation. Give me a second. There we go. Can you... Thank you. I was about to rage in Mandarin. Limestone... Ethereum. And the good thing now is that after we find... How did I do that? Oh, I know why. After we do all of this, we can then finally get onto the main part of today's stream. Hopefully I'll be live for the next hour. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, if I'm honest, to do this. We'll attempt a pretty good chunk of it on today's stream. If I've got to do a little bit off camera, I'll dedicate the hours to doing it off camera. It doesn't bother me. Okay, great. One more. There we go. Here we go, the big reveal. Starting with crude oil. 521. This is like Eurovision all over again. Yeah, iron's fine. Yeah, there's tons of iron everywhere. There's like 92,000, I think we said 96,000. It's a lot. And if you really wanted to, you can make more in the converter, but I don't recommend that. Unless you're generally using more than 90,000 iron. 521 plus 54. 4.5? Are you taking the mickey? $318 there and thereabouts, it looks like. Yeah, that's fine. Crude oil is always going to be like the one resource that I'll probably end up consuming less of than what I actually think. Because of my plastic and rubber recipes. 750. That's the big one right there. 840. Okay, there's a bigger one. I lied. That's the big one. And then 20. So in total, we are consuming, in our entire playthrough, 2,507.5. I'm going to say 2,508, because I'm not doing 0.5s. Crude oil per minute. This is the equivalent of... Let's just see. Is it the entirety of the Spire Coast? 1,200... 1,500... 1,800... 2,100, 2,400, 2,700, 3,000, 3,900 in the Spire Coast. So we need less crude oil than there is in the entirety of the Spire Coast. That's yeah, very, very simple to do there. Yep. Next up, we've got uranium. There should only be one for this. Where is it though? 700. Is that it? 734. Okay. Nice. I did a space in all of these. Water. Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, this is going to be so bad. Is it going to be above like 30,000? Let's see. Starting with 7,684. The bad one to start off with. Then 5,033. Okay, slightly less. Then 1,820. 2,669. 2,000. A lot better than I thought, to be fair. 1,740. This is so much better than I thought. 20 feck. 20,399. So in total it's off to a good start. 43,000. Welcome, Dr. Caesar. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. 43,345 water being consumed. Now, if we do that divided by that, it's roughly... Oh, I'm so ill. It's okay. 362 water extractors. Okay. But bear in mind, roughly 23,000, which is almost 200 water extractors, is coming from our nuclear facility, so it's not too bad. Is what I'm going to try to convince myself of. It's pretty bad. Iron. This is like the main thing for today, I suppose. I'm not expecting this to breach 30k. And again, there's 96k for us to have. 5,133 plus. This is more intense than Eurovision. 1,025. What do you think is more intense? Like, trying to elect a new prime minister or president, Eurovision, or me counting resources and satisfactory? I think it's pretty level with the presidency, but I don't know. Yeah, 1,255 plus 1,213. That's a very close number there, considering how massively different those recipes actually are. 0 there. Good lad. 460. Then 870. Is that it? I can't be right. What? No, there's something wrong there. Yeah. Okay, we are only using 9,961. We're not even breaching 10k. Granted, it would be almost 20,000 if I didn't use your recipe, but still, only 9,900, let's say 10,000 iron. The reason why I sound surprised here, bear in mind, is because I'm making thousands of iron wire, thousands of iron pipes, and thousands of other recipes in this game that shouldn't require iron, but I'm making them require iron so that I don't have to use as much of any of these. That is so much lower than I thought it'd be. That's ridiculous. Anyway. 500 plus 750 is 1,250. Excited photonic matter. Not a drama there at all, if I'm honest. Very simple. Because 1,250 excited photonic matter is going to require 5, 6, 7 of these. That's nothing. Yeah. The equivalent of naught. Now, copper is going to be quite a lot purely because of the copper powder for our nuclear pasta. I lagged there a little bit in real life, by the way. Trying to think of what it was actually called. Yep, here we go. Plus 2,721. Let's play a quick game of, can you try and find the recipes that require nuclear pasta? So 2,720. 65.4. It's comical. It's comically bad. The nuclear project was on 6,000. I know. Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. I don't know why it's only 10, but apparently it's only 10k. 172. Nothing there. 120. Oh, these are nice and chill. Plus 347 is full. How? How is it so low? 4,057.4. I'm not going to do that. 4,058. Sulfur. This is one of the categories I'm a bit concerned about personally. Nothing from there. Nothing from there. Suddenly, I'm not as concerned about it. I don't know what happened, but I just woke up not being concerned about sulfur anymore. 150. 2,000, that's our heavy hitter for the rocket fuel, I believe, or batteries. 750. And then 632. That's okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. 3,569. So let's just go 70. Because it's 69.5. I don't want to do that. If you guys have just tuned in, by the way, welcome. We are currently trying to see how many resources I need in my entire satisfactory playthrough for when I start a new save. And so far, well, unless they change the recipes, which they better not do, So far, this is all fantastic. Water's a bit concerning because of nuclear, but what can you do? Limestone. Not sure what to expect for limestone. I think we should be alright. Starting off with just over 500,000 there at 558. Moving swiftly on to 1,685, which is quite a big jump, but it is what it is. But luckily, we're then going to go back down to 161 limestone per minute there for that recipe, with the addition of 400 limestone for that. Nothing there, nothing there. And lastly, we're going to end off with 1,155. So in total, we're consuming just shy of 4,000 limestone, which logistically is going to be very simple to collect. There we go. Ethereum's up next now. Let's see what they're going to do. There are 3 pure nodes, 3,600. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be nice and simple right there. I'm not too concerned about that at all. Even like the Dune Desert's got quite a lot of thousands, if I'm honest. So, yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. Ethereum. Let's see what you're going to do with Ethereum. 190 plus 190 plus, it'll be 190. There we go. That's a lot. 548.4. I think we should be okay here. 468. Because bear in mind, the reason why they're a lot is because I'm making my fixite ingots using Caterium. So that's the reason why these numbers are a lot higher than what you guys might have. Because if you're using iron, then your iron is going to be quite a lot to make your fixite ingots. And if you're using aluminium, then of course your bauxite, water, copper, potentially coal, potentially... That's it. Is then going to be increased. 5,004... Yeah. So, yeah. I think what I'm going to do in the Dune Desert is a pyramid where the top layer, let's just picture the pyramid like that. Actually, if I do it on my webcam. So, pyramid, top layer like that. Very cute pyramid. Wow. Everything on top of this pyramid, if I try and angle it, is going to be for iron. But everything below the pyramid is going to be all the other resources that are around the Dune Desert. I'll then soak all into the bottom of the pyramid and then export them across the world wherever it is that they have to go. That way it will make it a bit simpler. Just to gather all the resources that way. We did 468. 0. 0. Yeah, whoa. 170. Okay. $1,566.4. Let's go with 1,567. Bauxite's next. This is another one that... Actually, no, I'm not concerned about this. This should be alright. Let me just make sure I'm definitely got everything I need right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What am I missing? Well, luckily I checked that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it you that I'm missing? No. No. Water 6,568. You. Okay, that's an extra 1,000 iron. Okay. Damn it, man. That's a shame, but again, luckily I did notice that there before it was too late. Let's just repeat what we've done. What did I just type in before? Oh, yeah, before we got into bauxite, crude oil. 109.5 plus 2,508. Don't worry, this is fine. It's a bit annoying, but easily solvable. Everything did feel a bit too easy there, although I don't think too much is going to be added on from this, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, crude oil, 2,508 plus 109.5 is 2,617.5. I'm going to do 2,618 again. Don't want to round down. 315 singularity cells for fixonium. Yeah, that's the reason I don't want to do fixonium. I'm not doing ionized fuel, and I'm not doing fixonium. That's probably like another big reason as to why you're consuming a lot more resources than I am. Because fixonium is a very chunky recipe. Uranium's still the exact same. Water won't be the same. 43,345 plus 6,568 is, to be fair, it's 49,913. It might as well be 50,000. Right? An extra 87 is basically nothing, so that's fine. Iron is quite a lot more again. 9,961 plus 1154 equals. Oh, the way that's laid out is so weird. Oh. 11115. There we go. Exotic matter shouldn't change. What was it on before? 1,250 grand. Copper will most likely increase. An extra 5,000 copper. Damn. Okay. Again, can you spot the recipes that require nuclear pasta? Yes, because they stick out like a sore thumb. $5,252. Okay, that's better. That makes more sense. 9,310. Sulfur, 0. Fantastic. So it's just this. Limestone, yep. 365 plus 3959. 4324. Ethereum, 375. Yeah. Plus 1,567. 1942. Damn. Talking about key dates. We haven't gotten to bauxite just yet. Okay, good. We've solved the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If there was a 9th one, I would have just ended stream at this point. Nah. So, bauxite now, we've got 1,805. Battle of Trafalgar. Plus 540. I'm not, like, too concerned about this. Plus 45. Because we should have plenty to spare. Plus 180. 884. 200. And 1,055. So it's 4,709 in total. Take it. Oh, you're making the ballistic warp drive. Yeah. The ballistic warp drives, they're not easy to make at all. They are not easy to make. Cool. Starting off with a pretty huge 4,160. Of course, this is not even taking our coal power plants into consideration. Doesn't matter, because the coal power plant will either be deactivated by then, but I'm sure we're going to have thousands of core left over anyway, so again, I'm not too concerned about that. None there either. That's 1,548 plus 1,800... 1,000... 1,000... Anything else here? No? Okay. 6,836, and there's like 40,000 in the world, so yeah. Very good. Nitrogen gas. No, I'm not remotely concerned about this. No. I mean, we are starting off with 1,215. That's okay. That's all fine. Really? That's 1,500. 480. That's 250. So yeah, in total, 3,445 raw quartz. Now, and again, like, this is probably the thing that I'm worried about the most. And I don't think there's enough raw quartz in my playthrough to actually run this factory, if I'm being, like, completely honest. I hope that there is, and I suppose we're about to find out. 2,659. 572. 256. 990. No. I accidentally pressed a button there. That's 186. That's pretty good at least. 365. 5,028. That should be fine, actually. I very quickly do want to double check after we do Sam. Let's just do Sam. 2,600, starting off strong. Damn. Also, bear in mind, the number for Sam that we actually need is going to be a lot lower than this, because we are making a lot of dark matter residue with our Sam. But we're also making lots of dark matter residue as a byproduct from our quantum encoders. So this number is going to be a lot lower than what we actually say here, just to let you guys know now. So I'm actually not too concerned about this. So yeah, 2,600 plus 500 plus 800 plus 700 plus nothing, 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 nothing. Okay. I am nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, so the scores on the doors are... That's the wrong place. Yeah. It's slightly bigger. Probably a bit too big. What size are you? You're 14. Really? Crude oil is less, uranium's less, water, iron's less, except for, like, again, infinite, less, sulfur is less, limestone's less, deuterium is less, bauxite, less, a lot less, nitrogen less, raw quartz less, and then Sam less. In fact, this might be a dumb idea, but looking back on everything now, I'm gonna double everything. Yep. I'm gonna double everything. We can afford it. closest thing that we are is Sam, with about 4,600, 9,200. So we're off by about 1,000 there. But again, that number's going to be a lot lower than what it actually says there. So in that case, we have now got enough raw resources to produce 20 ballistic war... Well, if we have summer sloops, it'd be 40 ballistic war drives, but I'm not talking about summer sloops. 20 ballistic warp drives, 20 nuclear pasta, 20 AI expansion server, 20 biochemical sculptor, 8 plutonium fuel rods, 6,000 rocket fuel, which I don't know if I need that much, if I'm honest. But 6,000 rocket fuel and 1,000 batteries. But the problem now, that if I want to double everything, then I'm going to have to redo everything here, then just double the number. Oh well. That's fine. Let's actually start our iron factory now. I mean, well, this entire thing has been leading us towards the start of our iron factory, but oh well. And now is UP back over there now as well, brilliant. Because that was annoying me, but I had to keep that there though for reasons. And you also go down there as well. Okay, so what we're going to try and do here is this. Iron factory. We're then going to do everything that I want in my... Oh god, please don't crash. Everything that I want in my iron factory is going to go below here. Then my first iron plate recipe there, second iron plate recipe there, third iron plate recipe there, etc, etc. So... heavy modular frame, which I know also requires some limestone there as well. Doesn't matter. Can I draw like a line here? There we go. Make you nice and thick. Lovely. Yeah, you're just going to come down here, essentially. Oh, don't do that. Don't know how far you need to go, but that's pretty good for now. Do the same thing up here. Start on the same corner. Just chuck you across over here. Proper good chuck. Double it and give it to the next person. That's essentially what I'm doing. Except the next person in this situation is me. I am the next person. Okay. So we got the... Let's just start with a list of everything that I want in this factory. Heavy modular frames, yep. Motors, stators, rotors, all of this. Like that. But the thing is, there's no point me doing a category for iron rods, because I need iron rods to make other items. So, I'm going to do like the big iron recipes, and then just everything else should be fine after that. We'll put it here for now. We'll definitely add another category for motors. Moitori. There we go. Don't know how chunky these recipes are going to be for now. So let's start down here with our very first recipe for the iron wire, even iron wire. You are tiny. No offense. I'm tiny as well. Welcome to the club. The club no one wants to be in. Except if you're caving, then you definitely want to be tiny. So we're gonna get rid of you. Wire. Kabele. That's how you pronounce it in English. It's not cable, it's kabele. Yep, I learned that from the professor of science at Hogwarts. There we go. Deary me. Yeah, wire. That's good. Chuck you under there as well. Oh, this is bad. How did I not? Oh dear. Can you please just... How... Why is everything in life just difficult? There we go. Now you're not straight. No! You go there? Surely you would not go there. Go there. Nope. Yep, here. Yeah. There we go. Did that impact my life? Not particularly, but we've done it now. Got to keep up there as well. I don't want to make it like squished, but iron ain't one. That is true. Luckily, I've got a lot of problems. Well, not luckily, but I've got a lot of problems. Iron isn't one of them. There we go. Wire. Next up, we have now got... In fact, that was also something I was going to do, wasn't it? Wait. You lot, very quickly go over there. You can honestly just... I'll keep it there for now. I'm going to have to copy and paste you, aren't I? I suppose I do need to double everything here first. Before I do this iron factory. That's going to take so long, though. I suppose what I can do is do the iron factory now, then double it off camera. Because again, this is going to take me at least an hour and a half to do off camera. And it's boring to watch, so... Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is, every time I've finished adding a recipe to there, I'm going to do this. There we go. So I know I've done it. Great. Moving on now. Status. Where am I going to chuck your face? I suppose I can chuck you off here. Yep. Move you guys down. I still want cable to go here. Statter. I'm fine. You know when you sneeze sometimes and you can feel it just like in your skull? Yeah, not a nice feeling. Would not recommend that to a friend or loved one. I've got this feeling inside my skull. I really hate it, but it's called being ill. I am the new Justin Timberlake. Actually, no, I'm not, because he's... Stater done. Look at the state of that recipe. I've used that joke at least 46 times in the last like 3 videos or streams. Oh well. The state of my jokes. Next, we've got cable. I knew you were there somewhere. You bugger. So you're going to go up there. Is the gap here big enough? Oh, that's a huge gap. There. Ginormous. I can move you up here a little bit. Lovely. No, what have I done? Why does everything I touch break? All I was doing was moving a word. I'll teach you how to pronounce wire. You take W from answer. I am a business. R for forecast. And E from imagine. And it's pronounced silently. I from business. Biz ear. W ear. E. W E R E. I think I got it right. I should be like an English teacher. Can you imagine? Oh no. I will generally feel sorry for the kids. You know what? You know what? I think what I'm actually going to do is cancel that. Then make my crystal... wait. It's just, it's making my crystal oscillators in my iron factory a dumb idea. Type 1 for yes and type 2 for yes. Because it's a dumb idea. Whereas if I transport that to my electronics factory, it'll be a bit easier. Yeah, we'll do that, I think. So yeah, I think we'll do that. Yeah, so reinforced iron plates and the rotors will now chuck you guys across the stratosphere. I don't know what the stratosphere is. I think it's that gap between the Earth's outer layer and space, isn't it? The stratosphere. Stratosphere. Meaning. The layer of Earth's atmosphere above the... extending to about 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Okay. Yeah. Isn't that where Katy Perry went? I don't know why I'm Google searching this. Too easily confused with forecast. Wait, did you not say forecast? I thought you said forecast. Forecastle. Oh, right. I never knew that. Oh, bloody hell. That was my fault. There we go. Reinforced iron plates. Gonna chuck you in right there. Same thing there. Okie dokies. Have a couple more of you lots down here. I don't know how many more I'm going to need, but it's always good to have it. Though where exactly is the heavy modular frames? I feel like I need to make all of this as part of the heavy modular frame anyway. Nitric acid. Oh, I feel like I want to... Oh, do I? I mean, the iron plates I'm definitely making in my iron factory. Not sure about nitric acid, though. Like it would be simple enough to do. Steel beams I do want to try and make in my iron factory. Well, it won't just be an iron factory. It'll be like iron and a couple other bits and pieces. But I'm not going to call it the iron bits and pieces factory. But that's just a bit of a mouthful, if I'm honest. You. So for my heavy modular frames, I need steel pipes, concrete, encased industrial beam, reinforced iron plates, and modular frame. Okay. And reinforced iron plates down there as well. That's fine. Right, where was I? I think we've just done... I think we've just done this. So let's paint you green. Lovely. Now you. I'm going to copy you across and instantly paint you green. Just so I know where you've been. And this is rotors. Welcome, Ian. Hope that you're doing well, by the way. Didn't see your name there. I apologize. Even though I've been reading your messages for like the last 20 minutes. Hope that you're doing good. Rotter. Oh, that hurts my throat. Damn. Let's not do that ever again. Anyway, there's our rotters. The second time as well. What's next? Give me nitric acid after midnight. Should we do... Oh, I don't know. Because what am I actually using nitric acid for? That's our nuclear factory. So I guess having drones coming in, that's okay. And then I think the only other thing is... No. Oh, is that it? Is that literally it? Just for... No, something about that tickles me the wrong way. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. No. Yes, okay, right. So it was no, yeah, no. Okay, so it's only one thing that we're using it for. And I'm talking about, so like, we're going to be dealing with about 4,000 nitric acid. It's literally 120. I feel like it would be a lot easier to produce it in my iron factory rather than near my nuclear waste facility. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Have a bit of fun. Am I going to be regretting that in like a minute? Probably. I'm going to call this area down here the miscellaneous. Actually, no, I'm not. Because there's a few items here that we're only really producing one of. For example, automated wiring. That I want to make in my iron factory, but I only ever need automated wiring for one thing. So, that's why I was going to call it miscellaneous. But it's not really miscellaneous. There we go. Why you're spread out so far apart. Like a blood angel. It does look a bit like a person, doesn't it? I have created a person. I'm going to call him Ironette. It's the best I've got, okay. It's the best I've got. So that's the nitric acid done. Halas sorted. Fantastico. Let's boink that with severe passion. No, I'm only going to do status for this one. Right, that makes sense. And you're going to go up here. And then the good thing is, at the very end of this, I can then see how many stators I need, how many steel pipes I need, how many wire I need. So, yeah, it is pretty good. I do like doing this. I like it quite a lot, in fact. I'm a bit biased because it's mine. It's all mine. I do find it nice and easy. Okie dokie. Next up, we've got... Death, apparently. No, not now. I'm not ready. Did you move? No, I know. Don't, no. There we go. So, Control C. I also do want to make this in my iron factory. Even though I know it requires limestone and coal as well. It's 128 coal, barely nothing. It's 192 limestone. It's fine as well. My concrete and iron factories are going to be very close to one another. That's the plan. I'm very close to one another. It's a bit tight, isn't it? Give it some breathing room. You guys are a bit too large, actually, if I'm honest. That's better. Y can go there. Cable. Stasis. Reinforced iron plates. So yeah, things like nitric acid and steel beams. These were two items I wasn't necessarily planning to put in my iron factory. But it almost feels like it's fine. It's okay. I do want to try and move you up here a little bit though. Good. You lot can then move a little bit. I consider organization to be an extremely important thing. Not just like when I'm doing this, but in life and like just generally. If I'm not organized, then I'm in tears. It's one of the two. Get rid of you guys for now, in fact. So we've just done the steel beams down here. Nothing else. A round of applause there for our nuclear power plant. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, the English language can be extremely difficult. Like, there. I said 3 different words. Live and live spelt the exact same way. It's very your. That's it, I think. But yeah, again, said the same, spelt differently. The English language is very well. It's easy to learn when you've been learning it for 22 years. But there are some parts of it that are very annoying. Like a lot of my friends aren't English, for example, and they'll spell there and you're different, like the wrong way because they don't know how to. And that's fine. I don't care. As long as I get the gist of what they're trying to say, then I'm fine with it. So what is next for us to do? I've got no clue. It's automated wiring. I have got a clue then, haven't I? There we go. So I'm going to position your face somewhere down here. Yeah, there's dozens of examples of English being just weird. Although if you are going to try and learn the language, the easiest language I've ever seen is the Hungarian language. It definitely makes sense and isn't extremely difficult to read or anything. No. I generally think, like, if you can speak Hungarian, you can probably join, like, NASA. Like, you could do anything in life if you can speak and understand Hungarian. I feel like that should be part of, like, our immigration process. If you can speak Hungarian, just come on through. Like, that is talent. Just go on Britain's Got Talent, start speaking Hungarian, and I think you should win the entire competition. It is generally just... I've heard it being spoken, both in real life and on the interwebs. I've got a higher chance of understanding Mandarin. And the only word I know in Chinese is Xin Xin, which I think means thank you. Why did the state refuse to fight the rotor? It didn't want to start a phase. Okay, chat, what are we thinking? Permaban for Bruno? 6-month-long timeout? I'm pretty tempted. That should be the rule. Actually, no, that can't be a rule of the channel, because my jokes are worse. My jokes are far worse. I can't judge. I know I will judge, but silently. Like, inside my heart right now, I'm judging heavily that joke. But it's okay. I actually hate being sick. Well, I'm not, like, sick. I'm just got a cold. It's annoying. This is your current worst joke. So there was more in the past? Oh, dear. You don't have to tell them, but if you would like to, feel free. Because we do like good jokes. Well, we like bad jokes around here. feel like that's what this channel specializes in. Best recipe videos and bad jokes. I had an entire folder on my phone where I just typed jokes, but now I can't find it. Which again, is probably a good thing for you lot hearing my jokes, or not having to hear my jokes. Yeah, as you can probably imagine, that's ruined my entire day. What day is it tomorrow? Friday? I'll probably try and do a stream tomorrow. Where, before my stream, I'm going to try and double everything here, then double everything here then as well. That'll be the plan. That's going to require a lot of hours off camera though. I'm a bit concerned about that. Also, what am I even carrying across? Cable. That's easily going to take me several hours. Oh well. I used foundations because I didn't find the ground status. That's a good joke. I'm not sure if the webcam can pick it up, but I'm currently on the floor. I'm literally like ugly crying right now. I am hysterically laughing. I've lost the ability to even stand up. That's how much I've just rolled around the floor there. There are lols being exchanged here. Anywhere. How many of these blinking crystal oscillators am I making? Why are you guys not bald? Why are you not bald? There you go. How adore you. Copy that across. I hope the music in the background's loud enough and I didn't just say bow 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 for no reason. Which if you replace the B with a M, it sounds like I'm praising the leader of China. Mao, Mao, Mao. Is he still the leader? No, he's not even the leader of China, is he? Leader of China. Xi Jinping, so he was Mao. Yeah, that fella. Anyway. So 9.5 reinforced iron plates. I have to copy you across. That's fine. I don't mind dark humor. I do actually quite like it. I just don't say it on stream because I like to have a career. Nice. What's next? More wire. Although, why am I surprised? It's really bad. So, wire, you're going up there. Love how it's like 75 wire. 1,500 wire. That's because of the automated wiring. Wait, no, it's not. Wait, how did I? Yo, the batteries. So automated wiring is probably quite a lot more then, isn't it? 1,000. Not as bad as I thought. You have one conveyor pole carrying 9 bolts of quick wire, rubber, circuit boards, steel pipes, concrete wire, quartz crystals, and adaptive control units. What is that? A mix of items. Well, I suppose it would be good for your electronics factory, but I don't know what one particular item that would need, but I suppose it would be good for a few items. Escort yourself out of... Yeah, wow. I'm confused. What was I doing? Why? Didn't I just do that, though? 75. No, I did that one. Okay, fair. Just making sure everything's good so far. Yep. Good. You try and make your jokes grounded so that you can get a nice flux when avoiding static movements with the crowd. That was a good one. Again, my jokes are worse. This has been like a real wake-up call for me personally. Knowing that my jokes are this bad. Or worse than this, apparently. This is a severe wake-up call. There we go. No, don't give up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you lot all fine. You don't require any iron. That is amazing. Steel beam, yep. Although, you know what? Screw it. Versatile framework. Let's go. And you're going to be down here. Another sort of like one-off item. Because you only ever need versatile frameworks to make one thing in this game. And that is... Wait, really? Yep. I love how I said it, then questioned myself, even though I knew I was right. That's... Tile... Framework. Is there only one T? Damn it. It's okay. You're using all of that for the assembly to... Oh. You like building electronics on site instead of... Yeah, that's fine. Understandable. You altered... Oh. It's getting worse. Oh, I'm just thinking about having to double all of this. I mean, it's going to be worth it. It's just a bit of a hassle to do. Oh, well. So we've done you lot. That is grand. That's made my day. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Another 15 status. I can't tell if we're just making a lot of status, but you know what it is? It's because of the electromagnetic control rods, and I believe also... No, not the crystal oscillators. Although we are making a surprising amount of crystal oscillators. I'm very surprised. Oh well. So yeah, now it's the turn of the Mac. You know what it does, what it is, what it is, what it isn't. I don't know how the song goes. The turn of the Mac, you know what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Oh, don't care. Should we do some rapping, chat? What's that song called? Can't Hold Us. That was a bop, as the kids say. Wait. Let me try and find these lyrics. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, Monica. No. Get him? He says get him? What it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get out of bed instead of checking on the internet and checking on who hit me get up. That's some motivational lyrics. I feel motivated. I'm not sure about you guys. I feel motivated to go out and live my best life now. Because of... Mach Amor. Mach. Maybe he's Dutch. Didn't he make a song about... Gaza, I think, didn't he? I don't know. enough talking about Macklemore. More about reinforced iron plates. My favorite kind of iron plates. Second behind iron plates. Yeah, we're making quite a few of these guys as well. My voice is definitely starting to go. We'll do one more. There we go. We'll get our wire. To rest my voice now. I do want to try and return to this tomorrow. Pick up where we left off. Maybe do our aluminium stuff and other factories as well. That should be a good laugh. It's our iron there. So, off camera, if I'm going to manage to, I've got to double everything here. And double everything here as well. It's not difficult to do, it's just time consuming. But hopefully it should take less than a couple hours. Yep. In fact, after I do that, I'll then say, like... No. Done. Like that. There we go. Of course, I haven't done it just yet, but that'll be the very first one that I start with. So, in case you guys missed today's stream, we'll essentially summarize what we've done. We have calculated every single item that we are using, raw resource-wise at least, in Sal's factory, updates 1.1. And we came to the conclusion that I can essentially double everything. So the plan is for our next playthrough to make 20 ballistic warp drives, 20 nuclear pasta, 20 AI expansion servers, 20 biochemical sculptors, 20 pencil, 8 plutonium fuel rods, I suppose 6,000 rocket fuel and 1,000 batteries. I'm not quite sure about rocket fuel though. I still feel like 180,000 megawatts is pretty decent for that. But regardless, I'll be doubling everything else, including the batteries. Not sure about rocket fuel just yet. And what else should we do? Oh, we also started to organize our iron factory as well, which is very exciting. I am looking forward to that. We are going to continue that again tomorrow if I'm feeling better. I'm sure I will be. So yeah, we'll be continuing that tomorrow. We'll then probably end up starting our aluminium factory. I know I've already done quite a lot of the aluminium factory stuff, but I'd like to redo it for our 1.1 playthrough. Regardless, thank you very much to everyone who tuned in today. We had over 200, just about 200 people tune in today. It's very great, very kind of you guys. 7 likes on the stream there as well. Again, thank you guys very much for that. And hopefully, yeah, we should be live again tomorrow. Regardless, have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for all the likes and the subs as well over the last few days. It's been incredible. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Godspeed.